Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Syvalion. And this was created by Taito in 1988. And it was initially, well, it was really released only in Japan. There is a prototype version that was released with English text. And that did not make it to American arcades. But this was suggested by YouTube user PS Jedi1. And it's a weird, really unique game in which you use a trackball to send this dragon. It's actually a spaceship. A dragon spaceship around a maze. And to try to direct it towards the exit. And the arrows will tell you where to go. And there will be enemies you need to destroy with your dragon breath. But the dragon breath will run out if you hold down the fire button too long. There's a red meter that will run down the longer you hold down the button. And when it's out, you can't breathe fire, and you have to let go and let the fire breath meter go back up. You can choose two different settings. There's basic series and there's real combat series. Real combat series is harder. We'll start with basic series. You can continue as long as you put in a credit, and you'll pick up right where you left off, even like in the middle of a battle against a boss, which is at the end of each maze. I did not have the trackball. I had a mouse, and that was the best I could do. So my directional skills are not particularly good. But with your dragon breath, you can even deflect the enemy bullets, which is kind of nice. But your dragon will take damage as you go through the maze. And the only way to get energy back is by collecting the items that the enemies drop when they die. And you kill them. And the more you're able to collect in mid-air in a row, the more points you'll get. And here is the first boss. It's not too hard, but just don't let him touch you. Don't let him hit you with his shots. And get away when you've run out of breath, and you need to recharge your breath meter or whatever. Just let go of the button and dodge the boss. Some of the English isn't very good. I mean, the English translation. There are, I guess, cameo appearances from this game in the DARIUS series, which was, of course, also by Taito. Certain enemies from this game might appear in the DARIUS games. The first DARIUS game was 2 years before this one, but there were a lot of games in the series. I find this game fairly dull. I don't really care for it much. Like I said, this was really Japan only, and the only English language version was prototype. You will get hurt if you dip into those lava pools, those red pools. Once, I think maybe I hinted at it earlier, once in a while. Ooh, I'm down to one little life left. Oh my god, I collected one of those little item things. Some of them will give you a little tiny bit of life back, and I guess on rare occasions they can completely refill your life, and that's what happened to me. Talk about lucky. But yeah, it's hard for me to steer without a trackball. Like I said, I'm using my mouse and I'm not doing a great job of it. Crap. But here's the second boss. And again, when you start running low on life, get away. I mean, when you start running low on that fire breath, get away. Get far away from the boss, and then let your breath recharge. And again, you get lots of points for collecting multiple of those little symbol things that the enemies leave when they die in a row without letting any drop. And the points just keep on doubling. But once in a while, those will give you extra energy. You can't really tell, they're not different colors. It's kind of stupid, they're all orange. But there is a total of, I think, like 5 stages. I don't know if there's more in the Japanese only version. I didn't play that, I just played the prototype English version. Yeah, I don't really care for this game. There's not much variety or interesting design to the enemies, I don't think. The mazes are all different. Even if I had a trackball, yeah, I don't think I'd really care much for this game. I think it's kind of dull. But yeah, there is a basic series, which is what I'm playing, and it's like 5 stages. And there's a real combat series, which I think might have been the same amount of stages, but it's much harder. The layout of the levels is different. Damn it! Get through that little frickin' spot there. It's hard to do when you're using a mouse. Yeah, I had never heard of this game before, and probably because it was Japan only, and there was just a prototype English release. There's another boss here. But yeah, back off when your fire breath is low. Get out of the way of the enemy. Some of them will have projectiles. Oh, I got a little bit of life back. You can see it says like life +1 or life +2 or maybe +3 or something, and then there's also full once in a while, and I was lucky to get one. There's more of a story in the real combat series when you choose that one. Like I was saying, there's some cameo appearances, I think, by enemies from this game in the DARIUS series. Again, that red pool is lava. Don't get in it. The floor is lava. Silly little games that we used to play as kids, where you try to bat a ball in the air or something, try not to let it touch the ground because the ground is lava and it'll pop or something stupid. But yeah, they need to have the those little items that the enemies release when they get killed be a different color, so that you know that they're going to be energy spheres, energy-giving spheres. But they're all orange, so you don't know. It's hard to frickin' steer when you're only using a mouse. Yeah, it's an interesting concept, but so many similar enemies keep reappearing. It's really kind of dull, in my opinion. I hate that the bosses now have homing missiles that they shoot at you. Yeah, I chose not to continue, but you can continue right where you left off. And if you were right in the middle of a boss battle, when you continue, that boss will have the same amount of energy as when you left off, which is really cool. But I chose not to continue right here. I'll put in my initials. We will see the rest of the basic series, and then we'll look a little bit at the real combat series. Those are the two options you can choose. And we'll pick up where we left off with the continue. See, the boss died fairly quickly because he had the same amount of energy as when I left off, which is really awesome. You've cleared, congratulations. Although they say that there's actually one last stage. We're just gonna skip ahead in just a moment to the boss and watch me beat it. It's this big old ogre with boomerangs. And the boomerangs follow you, of course. We'll zip ahead to me killing him. And we'll see the end of the basic series. Yeah, I really don't care much for this game. It's pretty dull, I think. I mean, I wouldn't like it even if I had a trackball. That's Syvalion. Yeah, not Syvalion, I thought it was, but it's Syvalion. They pronounce it during the attract mode, I believe. But this was suggested by YouTube user PS Jedi 1. MTJ is Fukio Mitsuji. And it shows the bosses from the basic series. And they have weird names like Gigat, Armax, Zandik, Glodloid, Keplos, Zysolog, Gatnoizer, or something. Megavalion or something. Yeah, weird names, but... Oh, Gatnizer. Yeah, strange game. Not all that good. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and look at the real combat series, which is tougher stages. I mean, they have, I think, mostly the same bosses. There might have been one or two new ones in this, but not a particularly good game. It almost looked like there's a third option. There isn't. That just shows the timer running down, and that's it. And we have more of a story in this version. You get a really nice bonus for some reason at the end of this level, I guess. I didn't think there was anything special I did for this level. But again, it's kind of nice that your breath can bat away some smaller enemy projectiles. Here's the end of me beating the first boss from this first level. Wow, why did I get that much points? Huh. Well, at any rate, yeah, there's more of a story this time. You meet this gal that you're trying to protect, but she ends up dying. And then the enemy, I guess, says that they have... we're just skipping forward. This really isn't that important. I just wanted to show you the story. Yeah, she dies of shock due to damage of the ship. And then the enemy says that they can revive her for you. But as she dies, she gives you a weapon. It automatically shoots, which is nice, even when you're just moving around and not shooting. And it's a spread shot. Very helpful. Those ground cannons, enemies along the ground can't be killed, it seems. We'll zip forward to me killing the boss of this level. My bonus wasn't nearly as big this time as it was after the first level. I can even revive the dead woman with our advanced science, says the enemy. No thank you. But yeah, we're just gonna look at parts. See, the levels are totally different. They're much harder. And we'll beat this boss here. Again, you get double points for collecting consecutive falling spheres that the enemies drop. Yeah, I really don't think this is that good a game. Glad this was Japan only and only had a prototype US release. Maybe they correctly assumed it from the very beginning and decided not to release it in the US. And there's that boss. And this is MTJ from the development. Congratulations for clearing all the screen. Final conclusion of the story is secret for now. Well, I guess it wasn't released for the US, so I don't know how the true ending is supposed to go. Sorry. But that is Syvalion by Taito in 1988. And this was suggested by YouTube user PS Jedi1. This is Crazy Clamority saying thanks for watching Syvalion by Taito in 1988. I will catch y'all with a video in the near future. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.